So, welcome to this taster for the mystery of living and dying. And that will be a 2 day, 3 hours a day, short course. So, we have 2 times 3 hours, which is not a whole lot of time to talk about the most and the biggest important subjects of our life and our death. Um, But we can do meditations, and that is actually the only way that we can really know life and know as much as possible in this life about death. So we use all meditation techniques. Some are from the Book of Secrets, because all these meditations from the Book of Secrets take you beyond consciousness. The original title was Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, which means beyond consciousness, beyond your consciousness. So all these meditations take you beyond life, actually, your experience of life, into a space that is as close to death as you can come while you are alive. And Osho says, if you can have a taste of death while you are alive, if you can feel your body as if it's death, as if it's dead while you are alive, then you will lose the fear of death. And the fear of death is something that we need to address. We need to recognize in our life, and we need to address it, because um, it cripples our life. The fear of death makes you live safely, securely, and you don't really go beyond your boundaries of that fear. And once you overcome the fear of death, then you can go into meditations and explore that space that is beyond our consciousness. And the great mysteries lie there. Um, Mysteries about death, of course, because we're going into that, but also mysteries of life, what life is. Um, so in these 2 times 3 hours, we'll do several meditation techniques that help you to experience that and to lose the fear of death, so that you can live freely. And when your time arrives to breathe your last breath, you can go beautifully without fear, even celebrating. And then death can become the flowering of your life, the outcome of your life. So in this taster, I want to read some Osho quotes and do some meditation techniques with you. And one technique that he specifically gave to lose the fear of death. Very simple technique, but very profound. So I'll start by, and yeah, Osho did camps and gave discourses um, early on when he was only speaking Hindi. And one of these camps and books later was called I Teach Death. And he teaches death because um, you need to dare to go into death to go as deep as you need to go in meditation. Meditation is like death. It's like a mini death. Or in some scriptures, it's called the ultimate death. But to go deep into meditation, you need to lose the fear of dying. So he said, I teach death. And all these meditations were to experience a state where your body is dead and you are still alive, you are still conscious, you are still witnessing. So I'll read some of that from that time. So he says, if just once a person could see what dying is like, what happens in death, then the next time he would have no fear of death because there would be no death. So this course that we're going to do is about seeing death as it really is, a great fiction. And the mystery of living and dying takes place in a safe, loving atmosphere, of course, where we experiment with a variety of meditation techniques that allow us to let go of the barriers that create our sense of separation. Because that's another part of experiencing these mysteries of life, is that you're not bound by barriers, by boundaries, that you can experience that consciousness is like an ocean, is without boundaries. Meditation is total death, voluntary death. And it's also dying to the past. And by dying to the past, we become alive to the present. So the first method that we will do is a method that Osho gave in the Book of Secrets, in those talks, not as one of the meditations, but as a method to experience life and in that way lose the fear of death, be able to relax into death. It is very simple, and we're all sitting probably in front of your computer or telephone. It just takes 15 minutes, and what we do is we close our eyes and then breathe out deeply through the mouth, as deep as you can. And then wait. Inside, relax, wait. So as you breathe out, you create space to go in. And as you breathe out, you feel that you're going in. And as all the breath is out, you relax inside. And you just wait. And then what you'll feel is an impulse from life to bring the in-breath. Then allow the in-breath to come and open your eyes as if you come fresh into the world. When it's time to breathe out, close your eyes, breathe out deeply through the mouth, all the way, and relax deep inside. Not holding your breath, no effort, simply all the breath is out and you're relaxing deep inside. Then you'll feel the impulse of life to breathe in. And you allow the in-breath to happen, open your eyes as if you come fresh into the world. So we'll just start doing that now. I'll keep the time. Breathe out deeply through the mouth, closing your eyes. And have the feeling that you're moving in. As the breath goes out, you can move in. Yeah, and at some point you feel all the breath is out and you're somewhere sitting inside, just relaxing, just waiting. And then you feel that in-breath comes. You allow existence to do the in-breath. Open your eyes as if you come into the world. Until you need to breathe out, and close your eyes. Breathe out deeply. And keep on that cycle of breathing out deeply, moving inside, relaxing, waiting, until you feel that existence breathes in, and open your eyes, coming into the world freshly, until you need to breathe out. And Osho says, don't be afraid to die, because life doesn't let you die. The body will breathe in. The body has its own wisdom. If you deeply breathe out, the body will take a deep breath in breath by itself. So breathe out deeply. And while you're breathing out, close your eyes. And when the air goes out, you go in. And inside, simply wait. Wait for the body, for existence to do the in-breath. And when the air goes in, open your eyes and you go out as if you come fresh into the world. So just a few more minutes, breathing out deeply through the mouth. Eyes are closed. You're relaxing deep inside, waiting for the body, waiting for existence to breathe in. Then when the in-breath comes, you open your eyes as if you're coming into the world. And now with your next out-breath, allow your eyes to remain closed and allow your breathing to come back to normal. Normal in-breath, normal out-breath, and keeping your eyes closed for a moment just to feel that space. So this small technique is like a mini death. It's like voluntarily breathing your last breath as if you're leaving this world and noticing that life brings you back. Life gives an impulse to the body to breathe in. And as you practice this technique, you'll start more and more trusting in life. Even if we voluntarily die for a moment, life brings you back again and again and again, until your last breath, of course. So our life on this earth, our individual life, starts with an impulse from life to breathe in. It's not that a newborn baby has a itchy nose and does. No, it's life gives an impulse to the body to breathe in and fills it with life, and the baby, newborn baby, becomes an individual. And in the same way, at the end of life, there is the last out-breath. And when it is the last out-breath, there will not be any impulse to the body to breathe in again. So from the beginning, each breath brings life, each out-breath brings death. We don't see it, we overlook it, but if you look closely into the breathing, you can experience both life and death. Tantra says each out-breath is death, each in-breath is life. It's not something that happens at the end of life in the future. Death happens every breath. But we somehow glance over it. Our mind kind of never becomes aware of it. The meditation techniques that we will do make you aware of that, make you aware that with every breath you can experience death. And as you experience death, you can also experience life. And between the two, you are simply a watcher. And the watcher is beyond. this in-breath and out-breath continues, life and death continues, and the watcher remains. So in these meditations, we will experiment with coming to life, coming to death, and experiencing that we are beyond both, that we are simply a watcher of life and death coming and going. So to give you that feel, we'll do another technique that will make this very clear. And all these meditations, they happen normally in your day-to-day life. But the meditation brings your attention to that where life and death happens. And then you can see it. And as you go through that minuscule moment, you enter into a space of, without boundaries, a space of eternity. The watching, the consciousness that is, Osho calls it an ocean of consciousness. So we have time to do another meditation, which is, they're all a little difficult because you have to look so precisely. So the next one, we look more precisely in that moment between out-breath and in-breath. And it goes in this way. You breathe normally. As you're breathing now, you sit and you become aware of your breathing. And it happens 24 hours a day without your doing. So you can simply step back inside and watch this breathing happening. And in the beginning, you get involved in it, but as you practice more and more watching, you can simply step back and allow breathing to happen by itself. And notice that there is an in-breath and an out-breath. And for this technique, you need to merge your consciousness with the breath. So by feeling the breath, you can become one with the breath. You can merge your consciousness with the breath. So as the breath comes in, feel it coming in precisely when it comes in, or it comes in this way. And as it goes out, feel it going out. So you be with the breath as it comes in, be with the breath as it goes out. And as you do that, it feels that you come in with the breath and you go out with the breath. You can notice that when the in-breath is there, you can feel the boundaries of the body. And when the out-breath comes, you don't feel the boundaries of the body. So keep breathing like that for a while. So consciousness is with the breath as it comes in, as it fills your body, and consciousness goes out with the breath and leaves the body empty. And breath is a bridge. It's a bridge between you and something, existence, or Osho says it's a bridge between you and the body. So it connects you with life, with your being. When there's no breath, you cannot be in the body without breath. So feel that you come in with the in-breath and that you go out with the out-breath. And notice that there's a small pause when the breath turns from coming in to going out and from going out back to coming in. There's a small pause when it needs to change from in to out and from out to in. So as you feel the breath, it fills your body, then for a moment it is there, and then as it goes out, it empties your body, and breath and consciousness are out. For a moment, there's a pause, and then the breath comes back in. And as your consciousness is merged with the breath, you feel yourself in, you can feel the body. Small pause, and then you go out with the breath. And for a moment, there's a pause. And the breath is out, and you're out. And notice if there's a boundary to that consciousness, a boundary to that space that you feel when the breath is all the way out and for a moment paused. And become more and more conscious of these little pauses. So in the pause, when the breath is all the way in, you feel the boundaries of the body. And when the breath is all the way out, there's a little pause. Notice if there are any boundaries to that consciousness. And in that space, breath is out and stopped for a moment. Consciousness is out for a moment. That is like death. It's the same space as death. Consciousness is not in the body. Breathing is not happening. So for a tiny moment, you can taste death there. Breath goes out, consciousness goes out with it. There's a tiny, tiny pause before it comes back in. And as you become more aware, you can remain in that expanded consciousness, even as the breath comes back in. So these meditations say they take you beyond consciousness, beyond this consciousness that we have in life. And if you're alert and aware, you can stay in that consciousness even as the breath comes back in and continues on its way. So we have a little time for questions, if there are any questions about this upcoming course, 2 days, 3 hours a day. So we'll have 3 hours that we do meditations, share about meditations, become more aware of moments where you can feel death in certain and the consciousness that comes with that, the awareness that comes with that.